Well, it's time to get the show started. Let me sit in my booster seat. Yeah, that's right. I had to adjust the microphone stand. The stand's too high. My chair won't go up high enough, so I gotta sit on pillows. So I'm sitting in the fucking booster seat. Yes, it's embarrassing as hell. Especially my big ass needing to be boosted. Boost my bottom! I'm boosted! Brooklyn Nine-Nine, stupid funny. Oh, when Coder started, play the damn music, boy. What's good, man? Welcome to the Meaningful Jackson Show. I'm your host, Meaningful Jackson. It's Thursday. Man, I'm gassed. I'm tired. Just kicking it. Got Cheese in the building. Cheese, say what's up.
What's up?
I'm watching Lakers Milwaukee. The Lakers have made a comeback. They're down by like 20. Now they're down 7. I don't know. LeBron looks like he's about to spaz out. I don't understand how he has a brand new hairline before every game. And then as the game goes on, that thing starts to deteriorate. It
grows.
It's perfect in the beginning in warm-ups. And then by like after halftime, whenever you see him shooting free throws, you can see where it starts to fray at the top. Like it just looks bad. Like my nigga, you got millions in the bank. You're recognized as the king. Like, I think you'll be okay if you just shave that shit, bro. Like, I know mad niggas that's bald. They all look like milk duds, but at the same time, like, your beard game is okay. Just shave. I know you got a little box head, but just shave that shit, man. I feel like if my shit was doing all that, I wouldn't go through the trouble of paying to, like, have somebody reinvent my hairline every 2 days. I'd just shave it. It'd just be easier. Y'all remember one time I shaved my head in middle school? Well, I got my friend to do it. So shout out to my boy Jonathan Bedford. That's my dog. We went to middle school together. And one time, this nigga shaved my head with a razor. I had cuts all over my head.
Why'd you let him do that?
Because my haircut was effed up. My mom wouldn't take me to a good barber, like to actually get a real haircut. And so he had like the clippers, but he didn't know how to like cut hair, so we cut it all down and then we shaved it. I was like, I'm gonna be like Michael Jordan, but I had cuts all over my head. It was the worst experience of my life. But it was funny because then we'd have to go to football practice and I could barely even put my helmet on because I had all those cuts on my head. Shit was wild, man. Shout out to my man John, bro. I don't even know if he remembers that, but yeah, let this nigga like shave my head back in middle school. Oh my God. I don't know how it would look now, probably because my neck is more filled in, especially since I eat a lot of like Little Debbie's and shit, and my neck is fat. Maybe it'll look better, but at the time, I had a skinny ass neck and a fat body, because I was a little chubby kid in middle school, so like thin neck, fat body, with my big peanut ass head, so being bald, oh my God, it's horrific. Just thinking about it is giving me fucking nightmares, bro. That's an ugly ass kid.
I can't believe you said when your neck filled in.
Yeah, well, but once my neck filled in, I was good, bro. I started to become more proportionate, you know? Like, I was all right. I mean, still ugly, but all right, nonetheless.
But your neck's filled in.
Yeah. Hey, what it do, shawty? It's your boy, Meaningful Jackson. You are now tuned in. Man, let me stop this real quick. I had to put the music on pause so I can intro the show. Welcome. It's December 19th, man. You are tuned in. We are live on Track Talk Radio. This is the Meaningful Jackson Show once again. I want to make sure I announce it a couple times so you understand where you're at. You're listening to the livest show on Track Talk Radio. And then because it's Thursday, right after me is the Ryan Show. So it's twice as lit on Thursday. Tuesday was lit, but it's twice as lit on Thursday. So welcome. I'm glad you're here. I appreciate everybody that's been listening. We have new followers and we can call them fans. We're gonna call them fans. We have new fans of the show. I appreciate it. Getting a lot of good feedback. There are some people who are, I don't even know if they're hating. But you know how when people like give you a compliment, but it's like not really a compliment, like it's backhanded. That's what they call it. A lot of people are doing that shit. Oh, I'm sorry. We got Cheese in the building. It sounds like I'm talking to myself, and I know y'all can barely hear Cheese when Cheese talks, but that's because there's only one microphone. We ain't up to 2 microphones yet because, I don't know, most of the time there's only me in here, so I'm not investing in shit like that yet. But probably on the next show we're gonna have 2 because we might have a guest host next week, maybe. We'll see. But yeah. We're in here chopping it up, talking all things December, holidays, shopping, stealing from Amazon, or Amazon stealing from you. Because I think that's what's going to happen now that they've added this new service where they let niggas just go into your garage to leave your packages. Now, I currently, stay in an apartment. There is no fucking garage. The car is just parked outside. But if I'm one of these people that can afford to shop at Amazon all freaking day, but also can afford to have a garage, I don't know how I feel about this new service that's being offered. Like, do you really want some random dusty ass person going into your garage? And think about some of these people. Who knows the type of stuff they keep in a garage? Probably a body.
Right.
I bet you. Listen, I bet you now that they've put this in play, one of these random serial killers that we don't know about is going to end up getting caught because he or she accidentally allowed the Amazon nigga to leave a package in the garage, and they're going to end up smelling some weird foul odor, and it's going to smell like a decomposing body. They're going to call law enforcement, and then bam, they're going to end up catching a person who's been on the run for the last 15 years, I bet.
Okay.
Does that shit sound crazy? It sounds crazy because I've been watching the Oxygen Network a lot. So don't mind me. It's December. There's so many crime shows. If you don't have the Oxygen Network, your life might be in shambles. Yo, shout out to Oxygen. Yo, if Oxygen need me to do some commercials or something like that, I'm with it. I love this network, man. They put on some really great shows. So if you're a fan of crime documentaries, you need to check out Oxygen. They give you all the good stuff. And it's not weak as fuck like Lifetime. No disrespect to Lifetime, but I think Lifetime is kind of garbage. Oxygen is really lit, though. ESPN, Oxygen, Disney Plus. Disney Plus is weak, though, because they don't have Little Giants on there. But I really feel like that probably is not a Disney movie. I don't know why I think that it is.
If it's not on Disney Plus, it's not a Disney movie.
Somebody hit my phone real quick and let me know if Little Giants is a Disney movie. Because I'm not Googling that right now. I got other shit that I got to look at. But let's interact with the crowd. So the first person to hit me up is going to get a shout out. But you got to let me know if Little Giants is a Disney movie or not. And what service is currently streaming Little Giants. Hit me on my phone. But anyways, thank you for tuning in. It's December 19th. We're just a few days away from Christmas. Is that what it is? Christmas, and then the week after that it's New Year's, and then this the end of this decade. This garbage ass decade. How have you made the most of your decade? I've done a lot of things in this decade. I've suffered a lot. Probably because of a lot of my own mistakes, for sure. But I've had a lot of wins. I ended up in Washington. That was a big win. Shoot, man, I've been to a lot of really cool sporting events. That was pretty cool. I've met a lot of famous people, which was pretty cool. Things that I never thought I'd do in my life, living in a small, janky-ass town down in the asshole of America, which is Florida. I didn't think I would see a lot outside of that. But, this decade has been pretty smooth for the most part. So I'm hoping that as we, transition into this next decade, we'll get more of the same. Hopefully I'll still be killing it, still be fine. black don't crack. I'm hoping that my knees will hurt a little bit less as we go into 2020. I'm hoping that I really need to be hope with the way I was talking about LeBron. I really need to be hoping that my hairline don't start to like phase itself out as we go into this next decade. That'll just be terrible, man, because I'm not trying to be, in my early, because I'm still technically in the early stages of 30. Well, am I? Yeah, I'm still in my early 30s. So I don't want to go into my mid 30s having hairline struggles. But if that's my fate, I get it, God can't give me everything. Because if he give me everything, it's over for y'all. So, that might be that's probably why LeBron's hairline is jacked up. He can't give Bron everything. There has to be some struggle, my nigga. You can't have it all. But in 2020, I plan to have it all. That is my goal. We got a show. The show is a success. I think this is the 20th episode, I think.
Yeah.
20. Yeah, we're all the way at 20. 20 shows so far. Without being asked to get the hell out of here. Sherry, what's up? I appreciate you not kicking me off of this shit. She probably could have cut this shit after like the third one. Like, yo, my man is trash. Get him out of here. So who's listening to this? Nobody. Get him out of here. But apparently there's people that tune into this shit every week. I love it, man. I appreciate y'all. I think even my mom listens to this. Mom, shout out to you. I mean, look what you've created. This episode's gonna be labeled "Stay Humble." People listen to this like, yo, this thing is not humble at all. And why should I be? I'm lit right now. No, but honestly, I am grateful to be here. We're 20 shows deep. I'm hoping that at some point, maybe 10 years from now, I'll be on some crazy high 4, maybe even 5-digit number worth of shows. Maybe 6, maybe even 7. I don't know, depending on how hot we get. Because I could do this every single night while we over here playing. I wouldn't mind. But hey, we got to crawl before we walk. So, but again, I'm thankful to be here. I'm happy that you are here. So again, shout out to all the new fans, followers of the show. We had a lot of people sharing it. I appreciate that. And it's a lot for me because I don't really care if people really go out of their way to share it. So if 3 people share it, I'm like, yo, we're lit. Because that means at least 3 people cared enough to hit that button. So I appreciate it. That's a lot of people to me because that's a lot of love. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, numbers might be small, but one day they're going to get large. And then we're going to really be lit. And it's going to be because of y'all. So, appreciate it. Welcome to the show. Jeez, what were we laughing about earlier? LeBron's hairline. Jesus, yo, listen, man. I'm watching the Lakers versus Milwaukee game, and when you see the Lakers in warm-ups, and obviously the camera's always focused on LeBron because he's the star of the team. Him and Anthony Davis. Lakers are my squad. Shout out to them. This has been a tough game. Milwaukee's been ahead pretty much the whole time. The Lakers have made some runs, but Milwaukee continues to keep their foot on the gas. Giannis is in MVP form. He's pretty much been killing. Chris Middleton is killing. The Bucks are knocking down threes. They're finishing at the rim, and they're not allowing the Lakers to get a lot of second chance points. It has not been an easy road for the Lakers. And this is a potential finals matchup, which I think could be really cool because these are 2 of my teams. I'm a big Bucks fan, always have been since the Ray Allen days. Glenn Big Dog Robinson, woo-woo. Terrell Brandon played on the Bucks for a little bit. What's his name? Michael Redd was a filthy hooper for the Bucks. I mean, they've had players in their history. I mean, Kareem played for the Bucks at one point in his career. So look, big Bucks fan, big Lakers fan. So this is a treat for me tonight, getting to watch my 2 favorite teams play. But I don't know, man. Milwaukee is looking tough to beat. I could see them just sweeping the Lakers. That sounds, I can't even believe I just said that shit. That sounds freaking crazy. Maybe not a sweep. Maybe it goes 6 or 7 games. But I think Milwaukee could beat them because nobody can stop Giannis. Like, if you watch this shit, is so crazy watching him do this. It's unreal. But anyway, before the show started, we were talking about LeBron because in warm-ups, they always focus in on him and they show his hairline. And that motherfucker always looks fresh as hell. Like he literally just came from the barbershop. And then as the game progresses, by like the second or third quarter, you start to see where it's like frayed at the edges. I don't know, maybe it's the sweat. Whatever hairline service he pays for cannot be that good because it doesn't even last the entire game. Now, what I want to know is how someone like, and I know it's different based on, you know, nationality, race, whatever, but how does JJ Redick and all these white players, how can they get products that can keep their hair perfectly gelled for an entire game, but LeBron can't have a fresh hairline? Do you think it's privilege? Is that what it is? No, I'm just playing. I'm trying to bait the race people in on that one. I probably should not do that. But for real though, explain to me how JJ's hair can stay perfectly still the entire fucking game, but by the second quarter, LeBron's hairline looks like the bottom pair of a homeless man's jeans. All frayed out and shit. It's awful, my nigga. Just shave it, bro. You're the king, bro. You're getting money. You're doing big things. You're paving the way for so many youngsters. You're still a killer on the basketball court. You're raising some great, talented kids. You know, you're just a part of so much greatness. No one's going to care if you go bald, fam. It's going to be okay. I know you got a big old box head, you know, looking like a Minecraft character, but still, fam, you're going to be okay if you're bald. No one's going to say nothing to you. God couldn't give you everything. But I don't think he'll ever shave it. I think as long as we see LeBron in the public eye, he's going to have that hair and that fake hairline. He just can't have it while he plays basketball because it just starts to like go away after a little bit. But I bet like when he's just like rolling around town, that motherfucker looks fresh. You probably think every day, like he just wakes up in the morning and comes out of bed with a fresh lineup. Like, that's the dream, bro. To have so much money that you have your barber on retainer ready to give you a lineup. Like you know, you snap your fingers like Thanos, and then your barber just appear and then line you up real quick. And then you snap it again and he's gone because you don't really need him around like that. You just need him there to give you that lineup. That's a dream come true. If LeBron must have those type of connects because, like, I feel like the last couple seasons, because he knows we've been killing him about the hairline, his stuff has always looked fresh when he knows he's going to be on TV, which is every fucking day because he plays for the Los Angeles Lakers. His hairline game really stepped up, but we got to get it to where he can get with a company that can produce him a hairline that can stay consistent throughout the course of a game. That's all I'm asking, because his shit looks foul. But anyway, man, let me get off of him, bro. Let me jump on this real quick, because I thought this was crazy. So we got a guy in, where's he in? San Francisco grocery store. They caught my man pooping in the aisle. Like, my nigga just took a poop at the grocery store. In the damn aisle, bro. Now I know it's Christmas and the holidays can make people do some crazy things when they feel lonely and depressed. I feel like if you are in a space where you feel like you're wanting to do some crazy shit because you're stressed or depressed, there's helplines that you can call. I mean, if you have friends, lean on people, do whatever it is you got to do to make sure that you are not caught pooping in the middle of the damn aisle at a grocery store. Fam, there ain't no way in hell life is that hard. Like, was he buying hold on, let me read
I need details.
Let me read it. Let me give y'all details. The city of San Francisco is taking action to clean up the streets. But what about the grocery stores? That's literally how the article starts. I'm fucking dead. What about the aisles? Oh my God, it's at a Safeway. Shoppers at a Safeway in the Marina District got a disturbing surprise over the weekend. Mike, a San Francisco resident, was at the Safeway when he spotted a man pooping in one of the aisles. Jesus. An open package of toilet paper is seen in the photo sitting near the man.
Oh, he just wanted to try out toilet paper.
He saw the man go into a nearby Starbucks when he was finished. Yo. Mike didn't say Buddy went to the bathroom. Mike just said that after he was done pooping, he went to the Starbucks. So that means he pulled up his pants. He exited the grocery store. Now, I know most Safeways have automatic doors, so he didn't have to touch the door. But most Starbucks do not. So that means he had to grab the door handle with his little shit fingers, walked up to the counter, waved his hand that has shit particles on it. Hey, it's me. It's shit, man. And I want to get a double cappuccino, something. He didn't even wash his hands, man. I'm disgusted. Oh my gosh. This story comes as San Francisco deals with a growing amount of human waste complaints. Why are there so many complaints about this, though? Throughout the city, 311 has received more than 25,000 poop complaints this year alone.
Poop complaints?
Jesus. Last month, San Francisco supervisor Matt Haney called the city's poop problem a national embarrassment. Yeah, you damn right it is. I'm literally reading your shit off on my show. You're damn right you're an embarrassment. Because I only read the stories that are most embarrassing to people. Shout out to you, Matt. This is a national embarrassment. It is also many communities a disgusting public health crisis. No one should be able to walk about and see poop smeared all over the place. No one should live in these conditions. It is not funny. Yes, that was a quote from the city supervisor.
It's a little funny.
Or city manager, whatever they refer to him as. He literally finishes with, "It is not funny." Matt, I'm here to tell you it is funny. That's why we're in here fucking laughing.
It's serious, but it's still
funny. It is serious. If they really have a problem with people walking around pooping in the middle of random, like, bro, this is grown ass adults. This is not like an animal. It's not even a small child who just doesn't understand, or maybe, I don't know how that would happen with kids even, but this is grown ass adults just pooping in the middle of a grocery store, fam.
Yeah. Sounds like something that would happen in Florida.
Like, the Safeways have bathrooms. It's not that there isn't an option for a bathroom. Buddy made the conscious choice to pull his pants down and take a shit in the middle of the grocery store. You gotta be a crazy MF to want to do some shit like that. Off the rocker type of shit. I'm trying to think, where's the craziest place I ever pooped? Yo, let me tell a story real quick. Not one of my finest moments. This is probably when I was like 6 or 7 maybe. I'm young, so listen, when y'all hear this story, you can laugh all you want, judge me all you want, but I was hella young. I knew better, but I didn't know better. So I'm probably about 6 or 7 years old, right? And this is when I lived where we lived. We lived on Eglin Air Force Base. Me, my sister, and this was when my parents were still together. So, we were still a family back then. But we used to me and my sister would go to this park and play. It was down the street from our house. So I don't like walking places. Like, I don't want to have to go back and forth. I don't want to do all that shit. So we went to the park to play, and I had to go to the bathroom, but they didn't have bathrooms out there. But it was only us. It was super late in the day. All the other kids were gone. But I didn't want to go back home because I knew if we went home, my parents would make us stay in the house. So I took a poop behind the slide. All right. I did that, man. And I'm not proud of it. And this is probably the first time I've ever told anybody that. I don't know why I told y'all. But I couldn't in good conscience make fun of the nigga taking the shit at the Safeway without first, well, not first because I did it after the fact, but without after the fact telling, an embarrassing story about myself. A part of this show is, being honest and, allowing people to have an insight into who I am as a person. And listen, I've made some mistakes in life. Probably shouldn't have pooped behind that slide. Because it was an awkward walk home. Because that was back before I was so detail oriented. And now if I ever had to be out in public, I would make sure I had wipes, toilet paper, all kinds of stuff with me. So eventually we had to walk home and shower immediately. Yeah. I mean, I was not the, 7-year-old boys, man. They're disgusting. So what do you expect, man? But anyway, that's my embarrassing story of the day. My mom's probably listening to this, dying laughing, but also grossed the hell out. Mom, sorry, but I had to do it. I was not finna go back home because I knew if I did, you would have made us stay in the house, and I did not want to stay in the house and just, sit in my room and not do nothing. I want to play outside. Because that's what little kids do. They want to play. Not kids this generation, because all these little niggas want to do is play video games and fuck around with iPads. I didn't care about that. I wanted to ride my bike. I wanted to climb trees. I wanted to poop behind slides, apparently. I wanted to do all the cool stuff, But, yeah. I can't believe I just told that story, but at the same time, what do you expect? I'm a nasty mup, But yeah, shout out to the San Francisco, man. I hope they get this epidemic under control. People just pooping in public places. 25,000 complaints in a year? Y'all had 25,000 complaints about people pooping in public or peeing in public? This is disgusting, man. I never want to go to San Francisco. Some of the nastiest people on planet Earth are over there, apparently. Y'all are nasty. Speaking of nasty, though, I feel like a lot of people around me are getting sick. I'm getting sick. Are you sick, Cheese?
No.
Fuck, man, you better not be. So I'm not trying to get any more sick than what I already feel. I hate it. So if you hadn't had a chance to get your flu shot, it's probably too late for you.
No, it's not.
Maybe it's not. I don't know. Even though someone literally just told me that it was not, I'm still going to say maybe because I don't know how I feel about flu shots. I never realized how serious people take that conversation, though. Like the whole vaccine thing. I'm going to tell you, due to my ignorance, I play the neutral card. And I just make a lot of jokes about the shit. For both sides, though. Excuse me. Got to keep it even. So I'm, sometimes I'm for it, sometimes I'm against it. I think this week I'm for it because I don't feel good. So, I should have got a flu shot, maybe. But, next week when I'm feeling great, I'm going to be laughing at people who are, rushing over to the CVS to get a flu shot. So I'm like, you stupid motherfuckers. You should have already got that handled. Now you're going to be sick and be disgusting. Suckers. But this week I'm like, yo, man, if you don't get a flu shot, you're tripping because I wish that I had one because it would probably work wonders and I'll feel better. But I don't think I'm getting the flu. Everybody always says that, my God. They say when they're getting the flu that they have stomach issues and they throw up and it's I don't be having that. So I think maybe it's just all in my head. I could see that being a more likely possibility. Maybe I'm not sick and I just think I am. That's probably accurate. Who knows? But it don't matter because even if I get sick, I got to work one more day and then I'm going on vacation. But we will have shows next week. I did want to announce that since we were at the, the 30-minute mark, that was already my plan. We got a promo shows for next week. So next week we will have a Christmas Eve episode and a day after Christmas episode. So tune in. They're going to be just like my normal shows. I'm sure we're going to have some funny Christmas stories about, places, homes being burned down and all that because people are doing goofy stuff for Christmas, or, turkeys not being cooked properly and then them exploding and all that. Or, I don't know, something will happen next week to where we'll have material for the show. So we're going to jump into some music, and then we're going to come right back and we're going to talk impeachment. And no, I'm not a, poli-sci major or no shit like that. I don't know the ins and outs about this, but I do know that essentially it's been declared that they want to fire Buddy from his job, and now he has to go through some type of hearing or whatever the case may be before things can be made official. But it's already recreated that divide that may have started to slowly fade away over the last 3 years. Now it's back stronger than ever because people are upset that he got impeached. And then other people are upset with people for screaming impeachment without having all the facts. And now all these people are stupid. And that's how people are acting. They're calling them stupid because they don't know or whatever. I don't know. People are going crazy. I'm somebody that's in the middle. I don't know. I think it's probably in our best interest to get the person who hates most other people, to get him out of that job. Doesn't seem like a job that really fits with, what he's trying to do in life. And where, the majority of us are trying to go in life. I don't know. Maybe he's just not cut out for this shit. Especially if you have an issue being around people from all walks of life. If you can't handle multiple races and ethnicities and all that type of stuff, maybe you shouldn't be the president. If you can't refrain from talking about, deceased people, and making fun of people with special needs and, all of these things, you probably shouldn't be the president. It just doesn't seem like it's the job for him. So I don't know. But they say his backup, or his, well, they call him vice president. He's the assistant to the president. Not the assistant president. He's the assistant to the president. But they say that guy's worse. But yeah, anyway, we're gonna dive into the music, and after that, we'll come right back with more impeachment bullshit. Let's get it. I ain't even really been introing the songs. I probably should do that, man. One of these days, somebody's gonna complain. Oh my gosh. Listen, man. We talked about this a couple weeks ago. I'm tired of these Peloton commercials, man. Peloton only caters to rich. No, I almost just said only white people, but they have minorities in their commercials. But high class people are the only people that can afford these bikes. And then the other person that I know who's like potentially an escort. I know she has one.
High class person, probably.
I think she's a high class escort. Yeah, so she has a Peloton bike. But I just think it's lame because you're not showing the workouts of like everyday people. You're showing the workouts of these rich ass people, and it's all gonna be like moms who just stay at home. Their husbands are like software engineers, like, I know they tried to make it seem like that girl was busting her ass going to her job, raising the kids and working, but like, come on. For real?
That can happen.
I know, but it's like the way they set it up, though. It definitely alienated a very large portion of America, of hard working out Americans. I'll say that. Like, not everybody's on those bikes, bro. You got to be rich to get that motherfucker. Yeah. That shit is not cheap, man. They not working out like everybody else, I assure you that. But there ain't nothing wrong. The scenario I laid out was very stupid on my part. I apologize. I wasn't trying to make it seem like you know, with the working mom, and it, you know, I'm not trying to do all that, man. Yeah, I don't want to offend anybody. I just think the way they set their commercials up is they're alienating a lot of people by, you know, it's all these rich people working out in their like 4-story homes and shit like that. It's the same thing with that mirror commercial. Yeah, like everybody has like these big ass glass windows that they're working out in. Like, come on, man, this is rich people shit. And you got it playing on fucking Hulu. Do rich people watch Hulu?
Oh yeah.
Maybe, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what rich people be doing. But anyway, my apologies if I offend anybody who heard my comment about my little scenario. I know that shit sounded wild. Because I don't give a shit either way. I just take my fat ass to LA Fitness and I go work out.
You should start.
And I don't even work out that good. You know, I like LA Fitness though. Because I like that, like... So I've worked, the only other gym I've ever really worked out at was back home. They did have a Planet Fitness. And so I didn't really start working out until I heard about Planet Fitness. Before that, I just played basketball every fucking day. But I didn't lift weights and, you know, do like specific type of cardio, like, you know, treadmill, elliptical. I didn't do none of that. And then when I started doing it, I went to Planet Fitness. But I'll say the one thing about those people is that it seemed like when you're in there working out, that like the people who work the front desk and like the trainers, like they walk around. It's like being at a department store. They're like, hey, how's everything going? You need some help? Like, no, nigga, if I needed help, I would have asked you when I came in. That's why I have the headphones on. I'm over here by my fucking self. I don't need your help.
You're in the shirt. I'll get you.
Yeah, exactly. But like at LA Fitness, like they leave you the fuck alone and they just let you work out. You know, if you need the trainer, you'll go over and you'll talk to them. And so like that's one thing I like. I like not being bothered, and I like that they have lots of equipment. One of the things about, you know, some of those other gyms, they don't always have enough equipment, so you have people like basically fighting to get a spot at the damn gym, and it ain't worth it. But like I said on the last episode, I've already started to see some of y'all, all of these people who have these New Year's resolutions and they want to all of a sudden start popping up to the gym. Listen, y'all got 2.5 weeks, and if you're not going to stick with it, get your ass out because you're just in the way. And I know that sounds harsh and, you know, whatever. I know I don't own the gym, but come on, man. There's some of us that have been really going strong 5, 6, 7 days a week. And all you new MFs, like, y'all only going to come for the first couple of weeks of January. Like, get it over with quick. Decide quickly that this ain't for you and then go home, all right? Stop overcrowding it. And also, when you're in the locker room, don't drape the towel just over your shoulder. Put it around your waist, fam. Some of y'all are way too nonchalant about that. And you got to understand, when people are sitting on the bench and you walk by, that's why you need to have the towel on, okay? I'm tired of that. You know, y'all know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about. It's disgusting. You don't understand, Cheese. The one in Bellevue, oh my God.
It's probably not as bad, but it happens in the women's one too.
The one in Bellevue is, on Saturdays, it's horrifying in there. Because of the fact that the guys that are in there, like I don't know if they understand how towels are supposed to work. They don't get it. I mean, feel free to do your thing, but come on, man. Like, you're not the only person in there. It's crazy. Lakers just lost to the Bucks, man. The Bucks are lit this season. So at least one of my teams is probably win the championship this year. Get money. So we just had Silk playing, meeting in my bedroom. Now they're listening to J. Cole, Miss America. The Houston Rockets are about to play the LA Clippers. We got a handful of more topics. It's your boy, Meemco Jackson. We got Cheese in the building. We're just sitting here chopping it up, man. It's Thursday, December 19th. We're live on Track Talk Radio every Tuesday, every Thursday. It's the same old thing, man. I'm telling you. We're here to stay. This is our 20th episode, too. That shit is so crazy. Is it 20? I think it's 20. Let's check. What do you think? 20?
This is the 20th?
I think this one is the 20th one.
I think this one is the 21st.
Nope, this is the 20th one right here. So yeah, we are at our 20th episode. So after episode 25, we are going to start to have maybe some guest hosts. And then hopefully by episode 30, we will have a permanent co-host. That has always been my plan. And so I'm excited that we've gotten through like the beginning stages of this. I mean, we're still in the beginning, but we're still in the very, very early parts, but we're transitioning out of that. We've kind of developed a groove, have a little bit of a following. We've gotten some good feedback from people, and I like it because it goes right along with the thoughts that I was already having about the show. So it just confirms what I was already thinking. So we're going to make these adjustments, and I think it's just going to help us continue to level up. So this is exciting, man. It's going to be lit. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Your boy is back. Oh, man. We're about to have that Angie Martinez play. The next break, we will definitely have this song running. Stop the music. Let's get it. Man, December 19th. Christmas is a few days away. I wonder what I'm getting for Christmas. I'm getting some much needed time off from work. I think that's going to be good. I like knowing that I will have some days off. I don't like knowing that a lot of them won't be paid though. The cap on my water bottle was not closed. I just spilled water all over myself. Oh well, but you know, it can't be as worse as not getting paid for, you know, holidays. But the other day we did a story about a company that gave away, I think they gave away like 13 Cadillacs and like 30 Bahama cruises or something to their employees. And then I did like a little, not like a poll, but I just posted a status on Facebook and I asked people what they were getting from their employer for the holidays. Most people that I know are still having to take their asses to work. A lot of people, obviously, they said they got Christmas Day off, which was dope. You know, you want to be able to spend that day with your family. And there was somebody that said that they actually got a pretty good bonus. I forget who it was, but hey, if you ended up getting a Christmas bonus, hey, shout out to you, man. You know, your hard work paid off. Or I don't know, maybe everybody at your job got one and maybe you don't work as hard and you just got lucky. Who knows? But I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt and say props to you for all your hard work this year. Your Christmas bonus was well deserved. I got a little tin full of candy the other day, so that was pretty cool because I was expecting not to get shit for Christmas, or at least from my employer. You know, I just figured they're gonna be like, "Hey, man, good job. You're allowed to still come here after the break." I don't know, man. Like I'm somebody that would love to get crazy bonuses from a job, but I'm also like the type of guy that shows up every day, potentially, you know, thinking like maybe we can get let go. Just that's just the way I'm conditioned to think. Like no position is safe, you know. Like just because you've been the starter for mad long doesn't mean that there can't be somebody that comes in and takes your job. So I'm just thankful to still have a job. So shout out to my employer. Love you guys. We had a little small Christmas party today for our students, which was dope. I think our kids had a great time, and that's the one thing I do like about the holidays is just still seeing how much the kids enjoy it. I don't know. I'm not a big holiday guy myself, but like I said, I do like seeing how happy that the kids get. I hope that, you know, for the kids who aren't going to get as much, I hope their Christmases are still good. Hope Santa brings them something good. Hope their parents or guardians or whoever the adults are, I hope they make the Christmas a delight for them. That would be good because there's a lot of kids that are out here struggling day to day. So if we can try to make it at least one day this month special for them, that will be lit. So, man, I'll be happy when this shit is over though, because I'm ready to get to March Madness.
That's next after Christmas.
for me, that is essentially next after Christmas. So we're looking for big sporting events. I mean, obviously, February is going to give us the Super Bowl. We're going to get the national championship early next month. But I'm ready for March Madness because that'll be the last big sporting event before we go into the summer. And then after that, it's all about, I don't know, maybe concert season, maybe. Because I'm not doing anything baseball related. We'll talk about, Garrett Cole signing that big ass deal for the Yankees, squad up. But that's about it. Outside of that, what is there in the springtime? Nothing. There will be no sports talk. So hopefully we'll have some good stories in the spring. Maybe some good celebrity gossip. Maybe by then I'll be a celebrity. And maybe you guys can gossip about me and then I can talk about it on the show. Talk about how stupid this nigga was. I wonder what my celebrity gossip would be. It'd be something wild. It'd probably be like, got arrested outside of a PF Chang's. Was protesting the fact that they probably used dogs. Or I pooped inside of a PF Chang's and I'm getting arrested. Yeah, that would be likely. I can see that happening. When's the last time you've been to PF Chang's though? You know that place is any good still?
Yeah.
I haven't been to PF Chang's since I first moved to Washington. Anytime I ever mention their name and associate that with like Chinese food, most people scoff at that shit, so I can't imagine that it's very good. I don't remember it being good, but if I'm wrong about that, no disrespect to PF Chang's. Hey, I F with y'all. Let me know. I'll do a commercial. They'll be like, no, man, you can't disrespect us and then want to be in a commercial. I mean, but hit DM me, though. You never know. I might be good for y'all. You know what's crazy, man? Imagine, we're going to get into some serious stuff. Let me stop goofing off. But imagine it's supposed to be one of the best days of your life. You're getting married. And you have wedding crashers show up at your wedding. And then y'all end up having to, throw hands. So it says, this guy is getting married, man. This is crazy. So we're in Chino, California.
Of course.
And there's a 30-year-old Chino man who was brutally attacked and killed by two wedding crashers just hours after he got married. Attacked at his own wedding, man. All because he was trying to get him to leave. This shit's crazy. So you got two brothers who live in the neighborhood, later identified as 28-year-old Ronnie Ramirez and 19-year-old Jozo Ramirez. Excuse me. I don't know how to pronounce his name. But they killed the guy. Yeah. Yep, they ended up getting in a fight. He suffered blunt force trauma to the head and was transported to the hospital where he ended up dying. This is crazy, bro. All because he was trying to get them to leave. Excuse me. Witnesses say the two brothers were at the reception late, apparently looking for free alcohol when they were asked to leave. The argument turned physical. The fight spilled out into the street and into the back alleyway. Man, when the police, initially responded to the scene, they found a large crowd from the party and two victims of battery who had sustained minor injuries. Fuck, bro, this is so crazy, Cheese. Imagine you're at your own wedding and people try to crash your party, and then you ask them to leave, and then y'all end up scrapping with him.
It's so bad for his wife.
And that's what I'm saying. That's supposed to be the best day of this woman's life, and it's now the worst because she marries her husband. This is a man she's probably been waiting for years. Finally gets married, and he ends up dying at the wedding reception.
So fucked up.
And wait, why were his homies not just the people fighting?
I don't know.
I'm like, fam, you just got married. You don't need to be fighting. Your homies got to fight that for you. Yo, R.I.P., man. R.I.P. to the fallen, man, on his own wedding day. That shit is so crazy, bro. All because these goofy ass niggas were crashing a wedding. They probably thought they was like Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson in that damn movie. Fam, that's in the movie.
That's not how it works.
That's not how that shit works. You can't really just show up to people's wedding. I mean, I'm sure there are some people who are so hyped and having such a fun time that they probably don't care once the stressful part is over. They probably don't care if you come in and dance and share drink. All you got to do is be respectful, be polite, and genuinely be happy for them. Don't just be a dick about it. But if you come in and you're an asshole, it's likely that you were going to be asked to leave. And even if you aren't an asshole, you weren't invited, you still might be asked to leave. You got to be okay with that. But you end up killing the dude. You fought him at his own wedding, all because he wanted you to get out. It's wild shit. So now, you got a guy who's 19 following his older brother who's 28 years old. His 28-year-old brother is now the cause. I mean, he's a part of the reason why this young teenager will now no longer have a life. I feel like if you're the 28-year-old, you cannot be in that situation with that teen. You gotta do better, bro. You gotta know that if you're asked to leave, just fucking leave. Why are you gonna put his young ass in a situation where now he doesn't get to live out the rest of his life? Because now you're both going to prison for murder. The guy is dead. All because you guys were just wanting to be nosy and not mind your own damn business.
Yeah, that's crazy.
19 years old, whole life about to be ruined. All because he wanted to be a goof. Crashing a damn wedding of people he didn't fucking know. And his older brother's 28. Come on, man. You gotta do better. You're way past grown at that point. 28 years old, being stupid. But not as stupid as this next person I'm about to talk about. Oh my God. So we got a guy who police say this man posed for a sketch. Then he robbed the artist, but left the sketch behind. So when police are looking for suspects and they ask witnesses to identify him, they bring in a sketch artist in most cases.
You just did it.
Fam did half their job for them in regards to looking for him. The sketch is already done. Fam, why would you pay a guy to sketch you and then rob him? He's probably got $10 on him. Where is this at? Of course, it's in California. A man who asked to have a caricature of himself drawn stole the artist's money, according to police officials who shared the drawing of the alleged thief on Tuesday. It's literally his character. Caricature. Sorry, that's a tough word to say. Say that 3 times fast. This happened on December 5th at 11:50 p.m. during the Festival of Lights event in downtown Riverside, California. Fam, you're bugging. You're at an event. You robbed somebody at an event. Why? The man asked the victim for a portrait of himself, and once the victim was finished, the subject grabbed the victim's money bag and ran away, leaving the sketch behind. Oh, shit. The bag contained about $500 in cash. Well, I guess that makes sense. He was at an event, so he's probably charging a few dollars for these things. Do you recognize this caricature? And no, we're not kidding, police said in a Facebook post. And they shared it on Facebook. I bet they caught this nigga too. Damn. And honestly, when you look at this thing, this shit looks like Alvin from the Chipmunks. He looks like Alvin, bro. I hope they caught him just for being so damn dumb. And I hope you do 10 years behind this. That seems excessive. But 9 of it is just for you being stupid.
Right.
The 1 year is for aggravated robbery. I think, was it aggravated? Did they say aggravated? I don't remember that part. Maybe it wasn't aggravated. But either way, 1 year for the robbery, another 9 years for being a dum-dum. Yeah, you gotta pay a severe stupid tax for how stupid you're being. And this is even more dumb. Former Miss Kentucky faces up to 2 years in prison for sending nudes to a teenage boy. Bitch, are you crazy? Why did you do that? With all these stories that we hear about pedos and people doing time after they send pictures and videos and all kinds of shit to young kids and all that, you really out here doing the most, and you're a former Miss Kentucky. I mean, that's only state pageant, but it's still pretty high. That's the whole.
You guys will probably have grown men.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be doing something right to be, the finest in Kentucky, I guess. I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you, fam. She's okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That was rude. I shouldn't have said that. She's alright. The former Miss Kentucky, Ramsey Carpenter Burse, admitted to exchanging nudes with a 15-year-old boy. On Tuesday, she's 29, dog, pled guilty to a charge of possessing material depicting minors in a sexually explicit conduct. According to the local CBS affiliate, whatever her last name is, was a middle school teacher when she was arrested last year for sending nude pictures to a former student. Jesus Christ. She claims that the exchange started by her accidentally sending a photo that meant for her husband to the teenager via Snapchat. How do you accidentally send a nude to a student when you claimed it was for your husband? That don't even sound right. When the teen asked for more pictures, she panicked and decided to send She panicked and decided to send additional photos. Wait, what? You panicked?
Shit, here's more.
Wait, you panicked and you sent more nudes to him? Jesus Christ. Eventually, he responded by sending a picture of his genitals to her. That's what the article says. This is a direct quote. "Since I am the adult and he was just a teenager, it is my fault, and I accept full blame for the situation." Well, I mean, I can appreciate that you held yourself accountable. Of course, it's your fault. I mean, even though you panicked and then sent more, I mean, that doesn't make any sense. Another quote, here we go. "So that's how I'm guilty of this crime. I messed up big time. I think this is all white folks have to do when it comes to shit like this. You give a fake ass apology and then all's forgiven, right? Isn't that what they do? The teen's parents reportedly found the teacher's photos on his phone, which he saved from Snapchat. Fam, you're bugging. You got Why would you save them? If your parents monitor your phone, why are you saving nudes? Come on, man.
That's probably the only one he's ever got.
She was named Miss Kentucky in 2014. She wowed judges by playing the fiddle. In 2015, she placed in the top 12 of the National Miss America pageant. Okay, so she must have been kind of cute. I don't know, this photo that they had for her was not all of that. So they played her in this article. But then again, she did send nudes to a 15-year-old. So she actually played herself. Following her time as a beauty queen, she moved to West Virginia, where she began working as a teacher. So that makes sense that she was doing crazy shit like this, because this is what they do in West Virginia. She's currently out on bail and will be sentenced in January. She faces a minimum of 2 years in prison and a maximum of 50 years on probation. She will also have to register as a convicted sex offender, which no one will probably care about because she's a former beauty queen and she's a female. Someone might get offended by that statement, but I don't ever hear people really complaining when women have to register as sex offenders. But when it's a man, you're probably scared for every person in your home. Excuse me.
That's true.
I mean, it's just the truth, man. Like, how many women do you know are registered sex offenders? And then based on how they look, how much do most people really care? The answer is somewhere between 0 and 0. Let's get back to the main topic of the night. Impeachment. So I guess a lot of people think that based on that word, they just assume like he had to pack his shit last night and get the fuck out.
Movers are there today.
But that's not how this shit goes, apparently. Basically what happens is they just announced publicly that he will be fired pending some other things. So now he has to go have a hearing or trial, whatever they want to call it, and they have to discuss I'm assuming the reasonings, and they have to give people a chance to kind of argue it, deliberate. It's like standard stuff. So basically, his supervisors or the board of directors has decided to remove him from his position. But what they have to do is they have to now go back and actually talk to HR before they can actually have the paperwork submitted and finalized. So now we're just waiting on HR. And I'm speaking of it in those terms because some of the people talking about this, according to other people, were on a bit of the dumb side. Now, I don't know because I'm probably on the dumb side. I'm on the dumber side because I don't really know anything about this. But I just know the part that is the impeachment thing is not what we all think it is. He's not just fired. Donald he still has to pretty much work, and he's going to still be able to do all these things, but like his days are numbered. So this is like, basically we're letting him go at a time to be determined.
He's on administrative leave.
Yeah, but pretty soon, like I guess technically he's probably on not full administrative leave, but he's close to administrative leave. And then pretty soon he will actually fully be fired. Which I also hear probably doesn't matter because some people think that it just means that he'll be guaranteed to be reelected in 2020. Now, I don't know. I don't want to think about that. I just think it's a small victory now because with all the bullshit that he's been doing in the last 3 years, he probably had this shit coming. It's weird to me that he still pretends to not know why this is happening to him. He seems to think that he's done nothing wrong. But I don't know, man. If it's based on Constitution, laws, and all this type of stuff, there's tons and tons of things that he has done wrong. All right, it's weird to hear and see people argue that. And I don't know. I have people who I have been acquaintances with or friends with in the past, and some even present. And I guess they're Republicans and they're believers in Trump. And I will never go out and say that they are racist, but there sometimes I question why they choose to believe in a guy who's clearly shitty towards other people. And the weird thing is there's no way that they can believe the same things as him because I know them personally and they're not shitty people. So why continue to follow this person and their rhetoric? Why? How does it benefit you in any way to stand behind this dusty ass looking guy? Why do that to yourself? For money, I don't know, maybe it's for the money, but I know most of the people I know ain't getting money handed to them by Trump for supporting Trump.
No, but he like if you have money or if you're like a private business owner.
Yeah, I guess if you're a big business, yeah.
Some people agree with him just because of those things.
Yeah, that makes sense. But his time seems like it's up, hopefully. I don't know. I don't really know how I feel, mainly because I don't really care all that much. He's just a trash, garbage human. I just think he needs his ass whooped. That's my biggest thing. When people want to act like suckers, I just want people to punch them. Just hard, really hard, one good time. Hopefully they'll learn their lesson and they just won't do the corny shit that they were doing ever again. And that's the problem. Someone like Donald probably has never had his ass whooped before. because he's always got people standing in front of him to take all the blows that should go directly towards him. Other people have to fall on the sword. So he's not someone who's used to holding himself accountable, which is probably why he conducts himself the way that he does. Jeez, listen to this story, man. I told you, I try to bring y'all some of the craziest stuff that I find on a day-to-day basis. This one is crazy as hell. A woman kept her husband's dead body in a freezer for 10 years.
Damn.
And collected his VA benefits, police say. 10 years you had my man in the freezer.
That's gross.
This is in Utah, of course. I don't know why I said that. Like, stories like this happen in Utah all the time. I don't fucking know. I don't follow Utah news. When Utah police arrived at a retirement community to conduct a welfare check last month, they were disturbed to find not only the body of the elderly woman who lived there, but an additional man's corpse tucked inside a deep freezer in her utility room. Fam, I'm bugged out right now. This is at a retirement community. The man was eventually identified as Paul Mathers. This is Marshall Mathers' dad? No, I'm just playing. Who was 58 years old when he was last seen in 2009. He was the husband of the 75-year-old woman also found in the home. Jean Soron Mathers. Jeez. I've been here 13 years. This is one of the strangest cases. This cop, Sergeant Jeremy Hansen. We've never had anything like this. Well, yeah, this is crazy. This only happens in TV and in movies, man.
Yeah.
Bro, found him in the fridge. Collecting VA benefits for 10 years. I wonder what the punishment for her would have been for that. Do you think she would have to do time behind that? If she's already 75 and then she gets caught, essentially she's scamming the government for a decade. And I wonder what his benefits were. Maybe like $1,000, $2,000 a month, maybe?
Probably more than that.
Maybe more than that, depending on how much time was served or, you know, what I don't know the benefits set up. But I'm assuming, what if we're just basing it on the low number of $1,000 per month? 10 years. Stole all that from the government. And think about what a retirement community costs. What are those running today? Like $1,200 a month, $1,500 a month?
Mm-hmm.
Everything included, right? Isn't that what they do?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Fuck, man, I need some statistics on retirement homes. Look up a retirement home prices real quick. Because maybe I can go in early. I mean, if the deals are good, if rent is cheap, and like, I mean, I don't know. Is the food good? You know, one time, back when I was living in Florida, I worked this temp job. Me and my old roommate, Daryl. we worked this temp job for a little bit. It was at this retirement community. And we were like, I don't remember what we were doing. We were cleaning out some storage rooms and repainting some stuff. Man, I ended up dropping an entire bucket of paint one time walking through the hallway of this place. Spilt that shit all over Daryl. Shit was crazy, man. Thought we was about to be fired from that little temp job. We was there for like 3 or 4 days. But I think they fed us one time. The food wasn't that bad, man. I was actually kind of impressed. Because they bring in real people to like cook for those people. So, I mean, it must be included in the fees. You know, you probably... What is it, $1,500-$1,600 a month, maybe?
Well, it depends on what type you're in. If it's like an assisted living, it's like $3,600.
Assisted living, everything
Nursing
included, is
homes.
$3,600.
Nursing homes is $219 a day.
Nursing homes, $219 a day. Fuck, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to afford to go there when I get old.
Someone will need to chop you up and put you in their freezer.
Fam, listen, man, look. If anybody, look, I'm 6'4", 235 pounds now. By the time I'm ready to be old, I'll probably be 6'2", 340 pounds.
Jeez.
Someone put me in your freezer. That'll be better than me going to the assisted living facility because I can't afford it. I'll even leave a note to make sure that you don't get in any trouble. Be like, yo, fam had me in here at request because he knew he couldn't afford to pay the damn bills or at the assisted living community. Fuck, man. $3,600? Who's got that kind of money just laying around? Every month, bro. That's crazy. And you know what's even crazier, bro? Every single month you had this guy who was a church leader. And every Sunday he would get up before his congregation and preach the word and try to convince them to, you know, strengthen their relationships, you know, with the Lord and, you know, make sure they're on the path of, you know, no sinning. Because I think that's what they prefer to do, is not sin at all, right? But tell me why the entire time this guy is doing some weirdo stuff online. Missouri church leader is on Grindr trying to pay for sex acts with an Arby's gift card. Let me tell you how the article starts out. So this is it literally says he had the meats. So if you know their slogan, it says Arby's, we have the meats. This literally opens up, says he had the meats. A Missouri church leader and professor used Grindr, which earlier today I had to look up what Grindr was. I did not know what that shit was. Do you know what Grindr is? Yeah. Oh my God. So for anybody who doesn't know what Grindr is, it's basically a hookup app for gay guys, right? Is it just gay guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now you have that search on your phone.
No, I didn't look it up on my phone.
Oh.
Fam, I did not look up Grindr on my phone. I looked up articles that talked about what Grindr was, and then I was able to decipher after a couple of sentences read. But that made me laugh because this is one of those guys, and he has the entire look of that typical white guy who's a church leader, probably tells gay people that they're going to hell and that if they don't come to church, they're going to burn and this and that. And he probably talks about how we got to reform gay people and he hates. I know that he does all this stuff. You can look at him and you can tell. And of course, he's on an app that is specifically set up for gay people to connect, you know, and do their thing, man, that's good. Let them live it up, you know. But then this guy, he's, you know, faking the funk, hiding behind the whole church thing, but then he's low-key doing some weirdo stuff. But it's also weird that he tried to pay for it with an Arby's gift card. So it says, he tried to connect with students at his university and then attempted to compensate them for sexual acts using an Arby's gift card, among other unconventional gifts. Barry Pointer, 57, in Kirksville, Missouri. He's a professor at Truman State University and church elder with the Kirksville Church of Christ. Used the handle DILF on Grindr to connect with male students at Truman State. Pointer then offered to pay for sexual acts in an unorthodox way, telling an undercover officer that he might throw in an Arby's gift card along with paying to fuel up the officer's vehicle at a local gas station. Fam was in a sting? Bro, they caught him doing a sting operation. Wow, they really have him in quote. Hey, I bet he like gave him a little wink. Hey, might even throw in an Arby's gift card to sweeten the deal. Yeah. Come on, you might. The least you can do is throw in the Arby's gift card. And I bet you the gift card he was going to give him was probably one that he'd been using. Yeah. I mean, at 57, I could see him frequenting Arby's.
Value said
like,
25,
yeah,
$17.
Exactly. It's like a $25 gift card that his wife gave him, and then it had like $17 left on it, and he was going to give that to the guy. Jesus, man. Police set up the undercover account after receiving a tip about Pointer's use of the app, which is similar to Tinder but specific to gay. Oh, okay, so it's gay, bisexual, and bi-curious men. Okay, so just men, I guess. Pointer offered to pay for the fuel prior to the sale. So he's offering you a tank of gas and an Arby's gift card. Fam.
That desperate.
So this is my thing. I feel if you're gonna be that disrespectful to another human, you don't deserve to have sex of any kind. You mean to tell me that you think that there's somebody who is worth less, only what, excuse me, not less, only worth a full, not even a full, because they didn't say full, they just said, I'll fuel up the car. So you're talking about some gas for the car and an Arby's gift card, fam? And you want someone to perform sexual acts on you? You're basically telling them that they're not shit. I'd have turned you down too. Matter of fact, I would have called the cops on you and been like, fam, somebody out here really disrespecting me is about to get their hands. This nigga really really offered me an Arby's gift card, fam. I'm not here for that. I'm about to whoop this dude's ass. Better come get him right now. That's exactly how I'd be if I was in that situation, bro. Fuck that. Yeah, you gotta go to jail just for thinking that another human was that low. That's disrespect.
I don't think you can go to jail for disrespect.
But 57, a professor at a university, trying to connect with his students, fam, and only offering them gift cards and gas for sex. But you know what? I see what he was doing though. And this is probably what he was doing. Goes after the college kids because what are college kids?
Broke.
They're broke. What do they need more than anything?
Gas.
Food and fucking gas to get around places. He probably thought he was about to the cup was about to runneth over. If I have enough to get gift cards from local fast food restaurants and just pay for gas at the AM PM every now and again, I probably can get my DS every now and again. That's what he was thinking. Holy shit. He thought he was cornering the market, but he was not.
No.
Wow. Listen, y'all. Doesn't matter what your sexual orientation and or preferences. If somebody offer you a full tank of gas and an Arby's gift card, you better slap the shit out of them and take the gift card. Because if you got enough to at least, get some mozzarella sticks and a beef and cheddar, you'd be all right. But that offering that shit, man, that's weak, man. But 57, he's a church guy, church leader. I mean, this shit just gets better and better. I read this thing today where it said that the U.S. government listed Wakanda as one of their trade partners. White people, Wakanda's not real. That's not a real place. Let me say it again for anybody that didn't hear me. Wakanda is not real. We are not all from Wakanda just because we are black. That is a made up place on the movie Black Panther. It's not real. The U.S. Department of Agriculture listed Wakanda as a free trade partner, despite it being a fictional country. The USDA spokesperson said the Kingdom of Wakanda was added to the list by accident during a staff test. It was not an accident. You have people who work there that don't know the countries of the world. And because black people like to just shout out, Wakanda forever! Because they shout that out, white people started really believing that that was a real place. You know how I know that? Because I've actually had white people ask me if Wakanda was real.
No, you haven't.
Yes, I swear on everything. People have asked me that. There are some white folks that were so dumb that they thought that place was real. But at the same time, it's the same way that a lot of people think Gotham City is real. I mean, I know that it's essentially just New York, but there are people who really think Gotham City is a place. Is Gotham City real? No. Is Wakanda real? No. Is Metropolis real? No. Is Atlantis real? Maybe.
Not sure.
There are stories that say maybe Atlantis was a real place, but who the fuck knows? But no, Wakanda is not real. There's no reason that that should be listed on a document as a free trade partner. This is crazy. The department's online tariff tracker hosted a detailed list of goods that the two nations apparently traded, including ducks, donkeys, and dairy cows. In the Marvel Universe, Wakanda is the fictional East African home country of superhero Black Panthers. There you go. Oh my God. Listen, I know that, they removed it. It's not a big deal, but there's somebody that was working on whatever committee that put this list together that is genuinely stupid. Y'all cannot work around somebody that would allow that to end up on the internet. Either that or you don't have people actually proofreading your shit. That's bad news.
That's real bad.
Poor white folks. They really thought Wakanda was real. Wakanda forever. Anyway, I'm wilding out today. I just think it's stupid funny that happened. When I saw it today, I was just like, yo, man, I know sometimes I be doing some dumb stuff. Some really dumb stuff.
That's pretty dumb, though.
But that's pretty dumb. Pretty dumb. Yo, man, we about to jump into some music, man. I'm sorry, I have not been promoting the music. I've just been letting it play because tonight I've just been being a little bit lazy. But you know what? Angie Martinez. Shout out to Angie Martinez. I think a while back, because she has a super dope long time radio show that she's been doing, and I think a while back was she involved in like a car accident or something that like threatened her life, but I guess she has now recovered and her show is about to start back up, so I wanted to make sure that we played an old Angie Martinez record. If I Can Go was crazy lit when I was in high school. Angie Martinez was really trying to rap like that. Shout out to her for being able to do it all, man. She's the queen, one of the goats of radio. So, Angie Mar, I love you. You're amazing. This record is just okay, but I'm playing it as a shout out to you. Welcome back to the radio game. You are the queen and you are the king. It is what it is, man. So this is the Meemco Jackson Show. We are live on Track Talk Radio, man. We've had a really good show up to this point. Man, it's almost time to close out. And then you know what's time for after that? The Ryan Show, which is lit. And they're out of New York too, man. We're repping New York heavy, man. So shout out to all my New York people out here stomping in your Timbs, making love in your Timbs, robbing in your Timbs, catching cabs in your Timbs, catching fades in your Timbs, doing whatever it is you got to do in your Timbs. Shout out to you if you're from New York. Shout out to my homeboy Jeff that I work with every day, straight from New York. My nigga always has his Timbs on. I respect it because Jeff is lit. So shout out to my man and all my other New York friends. Like I said, if you don't have your Timbs on and a North Face, you're not living right. But let's jump into this music, man. We're going to go pay some bills and then we'll be right back. You are now tuned in to the Meemco Jackson Show. It's lit, baby boy. Man, after we come back from the break, we're going to talk about this one thing that's happening where this girl she's 19 years old, and she ended up killing this person who was abusing her. It says man raped her and sold her for sex. So she essentially was a sex trafficking victim. And she killed him. But now she's facing life in prison. Which is so crazy. Because he's not like an alleged raper. It's like, I think it's proven. So we're going to get into this, man. 19 years old. Facing life in prison Oh, hold on. She did some weirdo shit though. Shot him twice in the head and then burned his body in his home. Shit. She was one of about a dozen victims that the guy sexually abused and filmed without their consent. He was arrested for child sex crimes 4 months before his murder, but was inexplicably released. Jesus. The prosecutor's trying to say that at the time when she was 17 that she had already planned the murder in advance. Well, yeah, I mean, if you're being pretty much held hostage by a guy and he's basically pimping you out, like, yeah, you probably are feeling some type of way and you want to kill him. Who's really the victim in this situation? Get the fuck out of here. This shit is crazy, bro. Some of the things that happen in our nation, it just baffles me, bro. Because it's like you see it on movies, you know, you see it on television, but it's even crazier when it's you know that it's real life. Obviously, the only way people can make these up if they're drawing from real life and things that happen in life. I mean, yes, they can make it up too, but most of the time the inspiration is being drawn from things that you're seeing day to day. And knowing that shit like this happens, like you see this on Law and Order SVU, people being trafficked and, you know, raped, molested, and treated so horribly, and then it's like it happens in real life, and it's like, fuck, man, that shit is baffling, bro. You really got a guy who is raping and filming without people's consent, brought up on charges, and then he's released, and then he gets killed, and now we want to try to find a way to convict the person who killed that guy with all the shit that he's doing? Why do we want to try to like get justice for him with all the bullshit that he was doing? Why would we want to do that? Shit is crazy, bro. It just baffles me that we do that. How you think that girl feels? Being treated like that. Now y'all got her on trial for murder, trying to give her life. Devastating, man. I've heard a lot of women say this, you know, and it's not to say that I didn't believe it, but obviously as a man, it's hard for me to recognize it, you know, without somebody literally grabbing my head and being like, look, there it is, right there in front of you, you know. But you see how horribly victims of assault and rape and all this get treated. Like, you know, we treat them like they are the criminal. Like, are you sure that this person did this to you? Like, you know, and I get it. There are people who fake it, so it is hard for some people to take people at their word. But it's crazy, like, you know, you look at, what's her name? She just got pardoned or released from prison. What's her name? Cynthia Brown or something like that, I think her name was. And she killed the person that had been raping her for years. And she was in prison for mad long. It's like, finally got released. But like, how can you have a woman locked in prison, or even a male locked in prison for killing their abuser and the person who's, you know, inflicting pain on them constantly? And you're going to try to use the defense of, oh, the murder was premeditated? Basically just saying, well, they thought about it beforehand. I'm like, yeah, you fucking right. If they're enduring that shit every day, of course they're going to think about that shit. You mean you wouldn't think about it? Fuck, I can't imagine what that must be like. That thought's going to be on your mind every day. If you're not thinking about killing them, you might be thinking about killing yourself because of how demeaned you feel, how disgusting you feel, because you're being taken advantage of by a person that you have zero interest in, and they're just abusing you and hurting you, putting you through all types of pain. Who knows the type of thoughts that go on in someone's head when they have to go through that shit? Would never want to endure that. But I don't get how we can like treat the victims as if like they are the criminals in that situation, when obviously they're not, because they are the victim. Shit is crazy, man. So hopefully the judge does the right thing and just looks at the girl and says, hey, appreciate you. You did us a favor. You got another raper off the streets. It sucks that you had to go through all that in order for this to happen, but at least he got taken care of. Get him the fuck out of here. Oh, she's 19, facing life in prison for killing a man who raped her and sold her for sex. And this is after the judge rules that she cannot use the law that shields sex trafficking victims as a defense. What? Fuck, man, that's insane. She's saying it was self-defense. The prosecutor's trying to say that it was premeditated. So my thing is that I'm saying, well, of course she fucking thought about it beforehand.
Yeah.
Of course you thought about killing the person who's abusing you. We're on in 5, 4, 3, 2. Just kidding. Psych. Get money. All right, man, I just cut the music off because I'm ready to come back on and finish this show, man. Hey, man, stay tuned after the Michael Jackson show is over because the Ryan show is next. Great podcast. Shout out to Ryan, man. You and the team. Hamptons Dave, Mr. Cheeks, the whole freaking squad, man. Shout out to you guys out there doing it big in the NYC. But they come up right after your boy. So, if you ain't got nothing else to do, definitely don't change the station because the Ryan show will be up next right after the Michael Jackson show. But anyway, man, let's finish this up. I'm in here talking to Cheese. We're talking about this crazy-ass story where we got a 19-year-old woman who's facing life in prison for killing the man who raped her and sold her for sex. And the judge has now ruled that she cannot use the law that shields sex trafficking victims as a defense. So it sounds like the prosecution is trying to get her on premeditated murder. Right there is where I have the biggest problem with this case because it's as if they're saying that because she thought about killing him that she should go to prison for the rest of her life. But I feel like if you didn't have the thought about killing the person who had been abusing you and then sold you for sex, I might question where you were at mentally because it would only be natural that you would want to harm the person who's been harming you for a consistent amount of time. You endure that type of punishment and, all that type of, mental strain, physical strain, emotional strain. You're gonna think some dark thoughts. So the fact that the prosecution is trying to, use the whole premeditated thing against her, that's crazy to me. Now, let me give you some background on this guy. So, his name is Randy Villar. Randy was shot in the head twice by Miss Crystal Kaiser. But here's another thing that, sorry, my watch is talking to me. Shut up. She also burned his body in his home. This was in June 2018. So I think at the time of this, she was 17, maybe just turning 18 when it happened. But it says that she was one of about a dozen victims Villar sexually abused and filmed without their consent. So he had been filming people and abusing people for hell long. He had been arrested for child sex crimes 4 months before his murder and was inexplicably released. It says Crystal has been charged with first-degree intentional homicide and arson by the same district attorney who conducted the Villar investigation. This is crazy as shit. The prosecutor is trying to say that she had the murder planned in advance, but she's saying that she acted in self-defense after he drugged her and tried to have sex with her after she told him she didn't want to. The teen's lawyers sought to apply an affirmative defense under a state law which shields victims of sex trafficking. The law allows victims to be acquitted of certain charges if they can prove they committed the crimes because they were being trafficked. A judge ruled on December 9th that the defense did not apply to Crystal's case. Her lawyer is now preparing to appeal that ruling, and Crystal is currently just sitting in jail. But she's facing life in prison, bro. Life in prison.
That's crazy.
She met him in 2016 when she was 16. He was 33. Authorities say she was one of about a dozen victims that he sexually abused and filmed without their consent. She shot him in the head twice in his home before setting his body on fire and then fleeing the scene in his BMW. Jesus Christ. But this is crazy that he was arrested on charges of child enticement, using a computer to facilitate a child sex crime, and second-degree sexual assault of a child. Y'all already brought him up on these charges. That's where I'm confused. In order to bring people up on charges, in most cases, best practice is that you try to have a lot of evidence, right? So that means they had evidence on the dude that this was the type of guy that he was. So knowing all that, and knowing then that after you release him, he's involved in a situation where he gets killed by somebody you already know he had raped and abused. And I understand people can't take the law into their own hands, but like, why is she in trouble? And why are we not like, hey, thanks for cleaning up the streets type of deal? Like, and you're probably gonna think I'm mad bugging out right now for saying that, and I probably am. But there is a small part of me that looks at a person like that guy who's preying on kids to fulfill his sexual desires, which is fucking creepy, Fuggin, fucking creepy. And I'm looking at him like he's complete trash. So, if he ends up ends up being taken off the streets or whatever the case may be, and it's unfortunate that he had to be murdered for it to happen, like why are we really upset? He's not doing the right thing. And it's by a person that he's already been abusing, and y'all have proof of it. But she's facing life in prison? Come on. She was literally a child while he was molesting her. A child. She met him when she was 16. Why is a 33-year-old man spending time with a 16-year-old girl? Fuck, man. I hope she's able to get away from this situation. This is crazy. Now, she is wilding for setting him on fire in his own home and then stealing his car. Because I can see it. I mean, I can see if she killed him and then got out of there. But fam, you tried to burn him. But in those moments, she's probably trying to get so much get back for all the disrespect that he showed towards her, that in that moment, she probably is not in her right mind thinking about that shit, bro. She's in a whole different world in that moment. Because she's finally in a situation where she has the upper hand by somebody who spent time controlling and manipulating her. She finally had the upper hand in that moment. But she blacked out and lost it and did some stuff that she probably was not supposed to be doing. Well, I'd say probably. She obviously was not supposed to be setting people on fire or shooting them in the head. I obviously know the difference between right and wrong. I'm sorry to imply as if I was kind of saying that maybe what she did was acceptable. It's not acceptable by any means. But at the same time, I don't know how upset I can be for this guy losing his life when he's preying on kids. You're trying to have sex with minors, bro. If maybe you got off easy by getting burned. I don't know. That's just my 2 cents. I hope that young lady's going to be all right, man, because that's a crazy-ass situation. Man, let's lighten up the mood. Let's talk about some little sports topics. Oh, all you Jacksonville Jaguar fans, Tom Coughlin has been fired. I don't know if you've seen reports about this, but the Jacksonville Jaguars have actually had some serious complaints from their employees about the organization. And this is not a surprise. Their best player earlier in the season basically quit on them because he had differences with the general manager, Tom Coughlin. You had multiple sources report that players and other, personnel were unhappy with how things were being run. So I was not surprised that he was fired yesterday or today, whenever that fucking happened. I think it was this morning when I saw it. The reports are trying to say that it was because of the record. But usually if it's play related, usually coaches are fired, or maybe, I know obviously GMs do get fired, but usually the coach would be first to go. And there were reports that the coach was going to be fired, but I'm pretty sure that Tom finally lost his job because people just hate how he runs the organization. The structure and what he chooses to operate in is not a very desirable structure for most people in a workplace. This is not the first time that we've heard reports of people complaining about how he conducts himself. So I'm not surprised by this. I hope his old ass stay away from the NFL. Tom, nobody likes you. Go home. You're a bum. Memphis Tigers basketball. They had high hopes for national championship aspirations. All that has been thrown out the window now because their number one highly recruited player that Penny Hardaway put his entire career on the line for to bring to Memphis apparently has decided to leave the team so he can prepare for the NBA draft. The weird thing is he's leaving right around the time when his suspension is about to be lifted. I think his suspension is up early January, but he was suspended due to some improper benefits that he received and all this type of shit. But now it looks like he's just quit the team to prepare for the NBA draft. Some people might say it's kind of smart because at this point, why come back in January and play yourself out of an opportunity to be the number one pick because you've missed so much of the season? You might as well sit out, take a rest, get back into working out, get with some, pro type of, I don't know, people who can put you through the same type of workouts that all the pros go through. You can go through all that shit and maybe still remain the number one pick. I don't think that will be hard to do considering how college basketball looks. There's nobody who's really all that except maybe Cole Anthony, and he just had knee surgery the other day. So, not that he's going to end up losing a whole lot of draft stock because he's just that good of a point guard / two guard, but I don't know, man. This Wiseman situation seems hella sketchy. You fight the suspension and then you finally accept what it was and you take it, but then rather than go back to the team to finish out the season, you just quit the team so you can prepare for the NBA draft. I don't know, man. I only saw him play for I watched the game for 2 minutes. He didn't look like he was all that to me. I didn't really see him do anything. Looks like a Joel Embiid type of player. But even then, I don't know if that means he's going to be any good. So I just thought it was interesting that he just decided that he's going to leave school so he can enter the draft. Maybe he had a birthday come up, and maybe since he turned 19, it probably just didn't matter anymore. Maybe that's another reason why. Shit, why waste time playing college basketball? Ain't nobody watching that shit till March anyway. So, sorry for Memphis. Your team's going back to the basement. We watched them play the other day. They don't look like a very good team. I figured they probably would be better with Mr. Wiseman, but he's no longer going to play. So having them in primetime matchups on ESPN is definitely going to be a waste because they only put them in that position so people could watch James play, and now they won't get that opportunity. So if you're a Memphis Tigers fan, that shit sucks. You're probably very upset because you had high hopes for the season after you spent so much time being bad. Because the last time they were good was when they had John Calipari as the coach. They had Derrick Rose as one of their best players. Who else was on that team? Chris Douglas Roberts and some other people. Not people who were very good, but that was probably the last time they were actually relevant in college basketball. Like I said, they had high hopes for this season, but that shit is over as of today. Shit, man, what time is it? 8:45. Holy shit, man, we've been breezing through. Yeah. The show is almost over, man. This is wild. Let's see, man. What else do we got? Let's go back because I had some people telling me that I may have been a little too harsh on the young lady who faked her own kidnapping. Now, on Tuesday, I reported to you that we had a young lady, I guess on Monday, or maybe it might have been Sunday night. She was walking with her mom, and then on surveillance tape, it looks as though a car pulls up, and then these men, they do snatch her, throw her into the car, and they kidnap her. The entire nation was, in a panic. We were nervous. We didn't want anything to happen to this young lady because of all the sex trafficking reports that we have and people getting kidnapped on a daily basis. People were genuinely worried. Celebrities sent out their thoughts and prayers, and people offered support, and they did all these things. You had people searching all over the city of New York trying to find this girl, especially within the first 48 hours. Because once you hit that 48-hour mark, outlook is bleak. So they worked really hard to find this young lady. And then on, I guess, Tuesday morning, they just found her unharmed at a park. By Tuesday afternoon, there's video of her leaving the police station in the arms of her crying mother. Her mother looked devastated. Family members devastated. Everyone devastated. And then by the evening time, you find out that it was a hoax. The whole shit was just basically made up because her mom was too strict. That's how the young lady felt. Now, people said I was too hard on her because I gave her a very hard time. Fam, I assure you, I let her off easy. Very, very easy. Should have crushed her for how stupid of a decision this was. Fam, I understand things are maybe not ideal at home. If you're 16 years old in 2019, an ideal life for you is Takis, internet, and quick access to YouTube tutorials for stuff. I don't know. Is that what kids do?
Yeah, got it.
And you want your your AirPods, and you want your time away from your parents. You just want to do you. I get it. I was 16 once. I mean, all I did was go play basketball. I didn't do a whole lot. And there wasn't wireless this, wireless that. There wasn't internet at your fingertips. Like, you just had to have a computer. My computer was janky as hell. Didn't really work all that great. So I didn't have 24-hour internet access. But either way, this young lady feels that at 16 years old, she shouldn't have to deal with her nagging mother so much. But what she doesn't understand is that her mom nags her probably because her mom wants her to grow up to be a self-sufficient adult with some freaking manners and an understanding at how to navigate life. So things are going to be a little bit hard because that's how you teach life lessons to some degree. And you need people to learn them, retain them, and understand them, and be able to, use the techniques that they've learned later in life when they're all by themselves. It is clear that this young lady is someone who needs to be, maybe she feels like she needs to have the upper hand. She obviously has not been getting her way at home. So for her, best course of action was to fake her own kidnapping. Now, my thing for her would be, what was your end game? What were you planning to do? And people were like, oh, you were just being too hard, and then you said you tried to diminish it and be dismissive of the fact that she got kidnapped. I'm like, well, yeah, it was fake. It wasn't a real kidnapping. As soon as I saw the surveillance tape and saw how they kidnapped her, I could tell it wasn't real. There was zero violence. They just basically gently put her in the car. Come on, fam. That was her getting kidnapped by her homeboys from school. That's why she just turned up at a park unharmed. You mean she got tired of hanging out at her friend's house when they skipped school that day? And she was like, well, I'll just go to this park and I'll let somebody pick me up and then I'll deal with it. And then she acted as if she had no idea the type of fuss that this would cause, fam. You literally had the nation looking for you, hoping and praying that you were safe. People thought I was too hard on her because I compared her to Juicy Smouye, buddy from Empire, who faked, you know, his own beating from MAGA supporters or whatever the case was. That was fake. This is fake. They're the same thing. We killed him, we're going to kill her. I did her a favor by not saying her name because she's a minor. Also because I didn't know it. But mainly I'm going to count that as a favor. I could have done you dirty. I could have said your name, but I didn't because I didn't know it. But you're 16 years old. You don't like that your mom is so strict. So what do? You do the first idea that comes to your head. Fake my own kidnapping. That'll show her. Do you think things are going to be easier at home now? You embarrassed your mother. You embarrassed yourself. You really embarrassed yourself because you are at an age where kids are the most ruthless. And because you lied, you will forever be known as a liar. No one will be able to trust you. Most people are going to think that you are a joke because of the fact that you faked your own kidnapping. You looked foolish. Juicy Smouye looked foolish. So for those of you that said that I went too hard on her, if you did this, I would tell you that you look foolish. And I would roast you. And I would actually say your name probably. But I'm not going to say hers because, like I said, she's a minor and I don't know it. But yeah, this shit is ridiculous, man. If you're going to be stupid enough in the era of the internet, if you're going to be stupid enough to fake anything, your own death, your own kidnapping, if you're faking pregnancy scares, if you do anything like that, people are going to find out and they're going to crush you for it. That's just the world that we live in. Maybe I should tell you guys something, help keep you honest, because you know if we find out, it's going to be over for you. Fake their own kidnapping. Oh my gosh, and we got an update about Little Giants. It's not a Disney movie. Disney Plus, you got lucky, man, because I was low-key getting upset. I don't know why I thought that was a Disney movie. Warner Brothers, send me a DVD, please. I've been looking everywhere for this movie. I know it's on Amazon, but I'm trying not to give Jeff Bezos any more of my money. And it's hard to find in stores. A lot of stores don't just have Little Giants on the shelves. So I need a copy of that. If someone can tell me where I can find a copy of Little Giants without having to give Amazon my money, let me know. Steph, good looking out on the info. Shout out to Steph. She's the manager of the show. Shout out to JJ out in Las Vegas. One of the show's most magnificent people, sending us topics, showing love from Vegas, helping us get off the ground. We got a lot of people who are hands-on with this stuff. And I appreciate y'all. Man, the show is almost over. And then the Ryan show comes on. If you say that your Thursday night is not lit, you are a damn lie. I appreciate you guys rocking with me tonight, man. December 19th. We will have shows next week on the 24th and the 26th. Are those the right days?
Yeah. Right before and after Christmas.
Right before and after Christmas. So yeah, like I said, we will be back next week. I appreciate everyone tuning in. Excuse me, I almost said turning in. I'm about to turn in. But I appreciate everybody that was tuning in. Thank you for everybody that reached out. Shout out to my team and everybody that's helping with everything. as the new year approaches, we're going to have some pretty cool changes to the show. Like I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, that this is the 20th episode. Once we hit the 25th episode, we'll start to have some guest hosts. I don't know how often it's going to be, but we will start to have people co-host the show with me. And then by episode 30, we hope to have a permanent co-host, which had always been the plan. I'm super excited about that. We are still just hunting for the right person. But I think we will get one, maybe two people to come on. And I think it's just going to improve our show. We might even have a new location. And then hopefully our videos will start to look a little bit different. So, major changes coming soon for the Meemkle Jackson show. And I think a lot of it has to do with all the listeners and the feedback that we've been getting from the fans. You guys are thinking the way that I've been thinking, which is pretty cool. So none of it's been taken as disrespect, because it was all stuff that I was already thinking about. So I appreciate you guys just helping me confirm what I already believed in. And so that's how I know the show's going to be a success. So continue to tune in, like and subscribe, follow, share, do all those things that they tell you to do on the internet. And I will be forever grateful. So we're going to jump into these last couple songs. Like I said, man, because it is Thursday night, the show that follows us is The Ryan Show. And it's going to be lit. The whole gang hopefully will be in the building, and they'll have a good show ready and waiting for y'all. So if you ain't got nothing else to do and you're not ready for bed yet and you want to hear more on Track Talk Radio, then stay put, because as soon as my songs go off, Ryan's going to come on and hit you with that fire. So I appreciate y'all, and we're going to see you next week, man. We're going to jump into this music, and it's over. We are lit. This is the Meemkle Jackson Show. I am your host, Meemkle Jackson. Enjoy your weekend, everybody. The show is over, man. It's time for bed. I appreciate y'all being here. Cheese, you got anything to say before we close out?
Good night.
Fuck, man. I gotta get some better people in here, man. We gotta get somebody that's at least gonna talk back. My nigga just said good night. Like, we ain't wishing these motherfuckers good night. They might be watching this at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. Good morning. Good evening. Good afternoon. All of those things, man. I hope y'all enjoy your weekend. It was a good show. It was a good week. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Hey, shit. Have a happy weekend. What the fuck I'm wishing y'all shit for? I'm gonna see y'all on Tuesday, man. I'm out.